Hello, welcome to the Concerned Citizens channel, where we break down the most pressing issues shaping our society. My name is Willie. In this episode, we'll dive into the heated debate over transgender women competing in biological women's sports. We'll examine the perspectives from key figures like Barack Obama and Donald Trump, as well as the political and social impact following Trump's recent election victory. Is this just a matter of fairness, inclusion, or both? Let's get into the facts as I react at what this means for the future of sports. Stay tuned, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
In a few moments, I will sign an executive order. Once I sign this order, the same will be explicitly true for gender identity.
The reasons Barack Obama was made president is so he could normalize the LGBTQ agenda in the black community. Think about it. If George Bush tried to push homosexuality in the black community, we would have rejected him.
Of course.
If Donald Trump tried to push homosexuality in the black community, we would have rejected him.
Of course.
You could only normalize that through a blackface.
Through a black man.
Obama was made president to make it normal. When Barack Obama became president, homosexuality was not a mainstream issue, nor was it accepted as a mainstream alternative to the traditional family.
I gotta look at
By
the
the time he left office in 2008, they were completely running everything.
Was
and
that
if
the
you
year?
even disagreed with, I'm gonna give you an example.
It is.
I do
You
a
might
lot
be
of
right.
graduation speeches, right? At the June.
Okay.
Elementary school, middle school, high school. I normally do about 20 graduation speeches a season.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
When Barack Obama was president, I might have did 5. It dropped significantly. Schools who I normally did their commencement, they was calling me up, Dr. Umar, we can't have you speak this year. Why? The LGBTQ say you don't agree with them, you can't speak. I said, but this is a graduation speech. This ain't politics, this is motivation. Get ready for the rest of your life.
Right.
What does LGBT got to do with my 10-minute speech motivating these 12th graders to make sure you do well in college?
Right.
Well, we have LGBT teachers and they saying you're insensitive and you're homophobic. So I saw how not agreeing with the lifestyle could limit your opportunities in life. You have people getting fired from jobs, not for pushing hate, because I don't agree with hate. I don't agree with the lifestyle. But I don't want harm for any human, no matter what their situation is.
That's the way to do it.
But the way that they did it was the LGBTQ said, to disagree with me is to hate me. They created a narrative that if you disagree, you support violence against me. You don't want us to work. You want us to be shot, killed, man. We never said that.
That's ridiculous.
We just said we don't agree with the lifestyle. But they turned it into a whole campaign against anybody who disagreed with it. And that's another reason why a lot of people didn't vote for Kamala Harris, black men, because they got tired of the effeminization, and then they took it to Africa. Obama started it. He went to Africa. He went to Liberia. He went to Rwanda, a couple other places. He said, if you don't legalize gay marriage, we cutting off your aid.
Obama's policies on transgender rights aimed at expanding inclusion and protection, but they also sparked intense debate and unintended consequences. The push for gender identity policies in schools, sports, and public spaces led to legal battles and concerns over fairness in women's athletics and divisions in society. Many felt that these changes prioritized ideology over biological reality, creating conflicts in areas like competition, privacy, and parental rights. While supporters saw it as progress, others viewed it as government overreach that ignored key social and scientific concerns.
As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only 2 genders, male and female.
Words that drew applause from the crowd. But Trump supporters have long seen this shift as essential.
This political correctness, this pronouns that folks have to go under, these transgender bathrooms, and all this nonsense we're seeing in America today. So We're looking forward to get away from that.
They think it's okay, boys can be girls, girls can be boys, all that kind of nonsense. That's why he won.
Trump opened his term promising to end the focus on gender and race.
Considering that, how do you explain then that so many people in the United States support Trump's decision on gender?
I have to say, I'm not sure. You know, of course, there are lots of people who support it. We saw that the Trump campaign spent over $200 million American dollars on anti-trans advertisements. But I still have to say that, you know, you see among younger generations that there are an increased number for every generation that identify themselves outside of the binary, and also who recognizes that other people may identify as such.
President Trump has publicly expressed satisfaction and reinforcement from the voter support he received concerning his stance on transgender women participating in women's sports. This support has emboldened his administration to implement policies reflecting these views, including an executive order signed on February 5th, 2025, that bans transgender athletes assigned male at birth from competing in women's sports.
Official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female. But all of that ends today because with this executive order, the war on women's sports is over.
Why do we separate the sexes in the Olympics? Why do we have men and women competing separately? Give me an answer.
Well, Pierce, won't you tell me the answer since I don't know?
You don't know the answer? Oh, Riley's got a hand up. Riley, why don't you educate? Why don't you educate
tell
Blossom?
Me the answer since I don't know.
Riley, why do we separate the sexes in the Olympics?
Because men and women are different. We have different physical ceilings. It's the same reason why you have any category. It's the same reason why we have the Paralympics versus the Olympics. It's the same reason why we have weight classes in boxing. We don't have weight classes in boxing because we are fat shaming people who weigh more. No, we have weight classes because it would be unfair. We know the outcome. Every single person, kindergartners know the outcome of what would happen if we had a 220-pound man fight a 170-pound man. It's the same reason why we have age divisions. We don't have 12 and unders or
She
PV
doesn't know
leagues.
that. What if that 220-pound, wait, what if that 170-pound man has the agility to beat that 220-pound man? That makes
So
no
you want
sense.
to also believe
It's completely insane.
And non-binary
Do you
people,
also believe
then yes,
that we should
why not?
combine
It's
the
completely
Why not?
insane.
Also
This country was built on diversity, equity, and inclusion. And
Okay, so-
why is Trump focused so much on trans people?
Because he
Neither
wants
one
to
of y'all
preserve
can
the
answer this
integrity.
question,
Because
guess what?
I'll tell you
You're
why.
not
I'll tell you why,
trans.
Blossom. Because he's
You're
up.
not trans,
I'll tell you
Pierce.
why, Blossom.
I'm a woman,
Hang on,
but I'm a woman,
Riley.
Blossom.
Hang on, Blossom. Here's why. Because he's up against complete lunatics like you who think it would be right to have a gender-neutral
Well, honey, it takes one to
Olympics.
know one.
A gender-neutral Olympics
let me
is
be a
the
blue
most insane thing I've ever
Let me
heard
be a
from
powerful
any trans activist
People
in
like
history.
Blossom
Lunacy.
are exactly why
Well, you
Donald
haven't met
Trump
me.
won.
Well, you have
A gender-neutral Olympics would be completely impractical and inherently unfair to biological women. In almost every sport, biological males would have a significant physical advantage in strength, speed, and endurance due to higher muscle mass, bone density, and testosterone levels. If all athletes competed in the same category, women would be overwhelmingly outperformed, effectively erasing female competition at the highest levels of sport. This would absolutely contradict the purpose of women athletics in the first place, which exists to ensure fair competition and opportunities for female athletes.
This is a great day for women in America. Yes, that's an applause line. House Republicans have yet again stood up for women. This is a commitment that we have made because it comports with what is right and what is common sense. We know from Scripture and from nature that Men are men and women are women, and men cannot become women. It's sad that we have to say that. It's a matter of biology. It's how we're made. And if we try to ignore that or to undo it, we do so at our peril and to the detriment of our daughters. Across the country, female athletes like Riley Gaines and Paula Scanlon and Peyton McNabb have had to compete head-to-head against biological men. It's just not right. Around the world, it's estimated that more than 700 female athletes have been displaced by males in their women's sporting events. And that has resulted in more than 1,000 estimated medals, records, and scholarships intended for women going to men. My own daughters competed in sports as they were growing up, and I can only imagine the anger I would feel as a dad if they had their trophies stolen from them. But that's indeed what many women are facing today. And it's not just anger, it's fear. Biological men competing against women also poses a threat to the safety of our girls. It's dangerous, it's unfair, it's a rejection of reality, and it is just plain wrong. But today, the House voted to uphold common sense again. We voted to require all schools receiving federal funds to uphold the original meaning of Title IX and keep biological men out of women's sports. I'll now turn it over to Riley Gaines. Riley Gaines, everybody.
Thank you. Well, thank you. Hello, my name is Riley Gaines. I am an ambassador for Independent Women's Voice. I am the vice chair of Athletes for America with America First Policy Institute. And I'm a former collegiate swimmer from the University of Kentucky. First, and let me echo Speaker Johnson's gratitude for the people who stand alongside me, behind me, their leadership on this issue, how they have stood firm, the flack that you all have taken. I know it's not easy, but nonetheless, it's necessary, and I would argue that it's urgent, and so I thank you all. And I'm thrilled with the passage of H.R. 28, the Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act, but truthfully, I'm mad. I'm mad that this is something we have to do. I'm mad that we as women have to beg for equal rights. I'm mad that we have to beg for privacy in areas of undressing. And I'm mad that we have to beg for safety on the court or on the field or walking in the streets at night, for that matter.
With Trump's influence pushing forward a bill that would bar transgender women from competing in biological women's sports, the debate over fairness and inclusion has reached a turning point. Supporters argue it's a necessary step to protect the integrity of women's athletics, and that's something I agree with. While critics see it as a rollback of transgender rights, I disagree. No matter where you stand, one thing is clear. This decision will have a lasting consequence on sports, law, and society. Well, that wraps up today's discussion on the Concerned Citizen. Tell me, what do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real talk on the issues that matter. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and stay concerned. God bless you all.